Hey folks, how you guys doing today? Jimmy Roberts here, and you are catching me just as the sun is coming up on my balcony. As you can probably see, my wife was out here yesterday shutting everything down. So we're shut down for the winter, it looks like. Oh well, I guess that's a good thing. So today I wanted to talk to you about a property that my dad and I were offered not too long ago. It's a deal in Detroit. It was a 4-bedroom, at least it was billed as a 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom Cape Cod home in a decent area. And the homeowner wanted $50,000 for the property. He said he wanted that money, in his words, because he just basically wanted the money that he put into it. He purchased the property very, very, very cheaply some years ago. And over the last, I don't know, he's owned it for about 8 years. Over that last 8 years, he said he's put in about $50,000 into it to renovate it and get it in a situation where his relatives could live in it. And yeah, he just wanted his money back. So long and the short of it, my dad and I got over there and we took a look at the property. Now, typically, when we are looking at rental properties, or at any property for that matter, we're looking to purchase them with two different things in mind. We're looking for, one, appreciation, or a way to force appreciation, meaning we're trying to bump the actual market value of the property up. That's one. Or two, cash flow. Well, this was a rental, and we knew it was going to be a longer term rental for us. Longer term meaning 4, 5, 6 years before we would be interested in selling it. So since we knew that going in, we're looking for primarily cash flow and an opportunity to generate cash flow. So as we were walking the property, we noticed that the 4-bedroom property that we had been told, were there 4 rooms around? Yeah, there were. They weren't really properly done though. So that was a problem, right? One of the things that we always do is we always make sure everything that we do, that we put our names on, is done to the, not only to code, but to a very high standard, period, right? Because again, that's our name, and we want to make sure that everybody that we deal with has the best living situation possible. Does it all, now, at least that's the way it starts out. Does it always stay that way? Depends on how they keep the property. Again, that's just us. You guys may have a different philosophy about that. Okay, so anyway, long and the short of it, so we knew right off that the 4-bedroom property, after we're done with it, probably be more of a 3-bedroom property. Okay, great. We know that going in. The property had foundation issues. Water was streaming into the foundation, so we knew we had to take care of that. These are all things that are fixable, okay? But they do cost time, and they do take time, and they do cost money. That is it, okay? Neither one of those was the reason that we made the offer on the property that we did. We made the homeowner an offer where he would basically need to participate with us for some time until we were able to remove his tenants, his relatives, and we were able to get the property into a situation where we were able to get a market rent tenant or resident into the property. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but his tenants were his relatives, and they were going to be in the property basically through winter. So essentially, we would purchase this property with his tenants paying $500-600 below market rent until they decided to leave. Well, that is asking a lot, right? $500-600 a month is a lot. That's a lot of profit, and for some people, that's their profit for the year, right? And basically, he's asking us to forego it and take on all these additional problems. So we made an offer commensurate to that level of risk on our part. He chose not to accept it, but that was fine. But one of the things that we learned from this, and I want you guys to learn from this, is this: when you're buying rental properties, or any property for that matter, and just understand, especially if they have tenants in it, you are taking on those tenants. All of the pluses and minuses of those tenants. In this particular instance, there were some issues, as I noticed walking through the property with the current tenants, but nothing that couldn't have been overcome. The biggest issue though was the rent. Like I said, market rents for a three to four bedroom property in this market anywhere between $1,100 and $1,400. They were paying $650. You know, we as homeowners or as investors, the likelihood that we're going to walk in and immediately basically double the rent without some consequences is 0 to none, right? Especially going into winter here in the state of Michigan, in the city of Detroit. It's just not going to play well. So we have no problem taking that problem on. But again, as investors, and you should be thinking about this for yourself too, as an investor, if you're going to take on problems that are that big, make sure that you're getting paid for it. It really comes down to that. In this particular instance, we made an offer that we thought was fair, given the situation, and the homeowner chose to do something else, and that's perfectly fine. But again, the key here is make sure that when you don't get emotionally attached to this. It's a business decision. You want to help as many people as you can, but at the same time, it really comes down to this. Am I going to take on somebody else's problem and deal with all that stuff and then ultimately not get paid for it and ultimately put my own family in danger? Or am I going to come up with a situation where we can all profit from it and move forward like that? I prefer the latter. I'm not going to put my family in danger because this particular homeowner made some bad decisions. I'm not going to do that. That's just not what we do. That doesn't make sense. We can't be in business for very long if we continue to do that. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight to analyze how we analyze our deals, and maybe it can help you in analyzing your own. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. We do check our comments. I'm not gonna say we do it every day, but we do check them every week. So I will be sure to get back to you. This is Jimmy Roberts, your local real estate professional. That means investor, broker, and appraiser. And I will catch up with you later. See you.